Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today is going to be an updated energy update for tonight's solar eclipse and new moon taking place on January 5th, 2018. I just made one of these a couple of days ago, but there's so much going on, and the tone for this new year is so different and so powerful than what we've been experiencing that I felt compelled to come out here. Even though it's kind of a cloudy day, I have a little microphone here kind of making do. I felt compelled to share a message with you guys because I believe it's very important. Not only for you, of course for you, but not only for you, also for the collective. If you watched my recent reading, which I'll link somewhere below or above or whatever, you'll see I talked about this being a year of mastery, the emergence of the masters. And I know a lot of people here watching might be looking around like, which masters are you referring to, Vic? I don't feel very masterful right now. In fact, I have a lot going on. I have a lot of processing going on. So maybe you're talking to my neighbor. No, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the light workers. I'm talking to the people that are attracted to videos like this. It's the year of the masters. And right now there's a massive collective vibrational shakeup taking place. And though you're feeling it, maybe more strongly than ever, you might realize this time around you're handling it. You're handling yourself nicely. Okay? What you guys represent now especially reminds me of what a shaman does. A shaman, I don't know if you realize, like an ayahuasquero, they take the medicine with all the participants. They drink it too. And I have a lot of shaman friends now, and some of them say, you know what, there are nights, Vic, where it's very difficult because the medicine's affecting me just like it is everybody else. But they have that experience that even though they're processing, they can still be there for other people. They can still hold the space. And that's what right now is about. It's about you and your own transformation, which is going to be awesome. You already know that. But it's also about holding space for the collective, for your friends, for your neighbors, for your family, for the grouchy store clerk who's giving you a mean look. Hold space because you can. You are an example of one who has learned to, at least at times, be the calm within the storm, because you know the storm is what this planet needs. You know the storm will blow over and give way to a rebirth, a fresh start, a new way of being, a new state of consciousness. That's what's happening right now. And you know that, so it's time to hold the space. Anyways, that's not really my message. I just felt inspired to tell you that. As always, if you know me, I have 5 things to share about this powerful alignment, and I'll get into them right now. Before I do, let me just say real quick that if you're new to my channel, I provided all my new subscribers with a free guided meditation that's awesome for people who are going through an awakening, awesome for people who are looking to tune into themselves to the point at which they can heal their own energy blocks with the power of their intent. You can check it out down below. It's totally free. Number 1, as I alluded to, is a collective shakeup. A time where the light workers need to be doing their light work. You might notice this just on the news, in your life. I know for me, I've been seeing so many ambulances and police trucks, speeding by with their sirens. Just the other day, we were driving to the gym, and as we were going, we stumbled upon a really bad accident that had just happened. The other day I was at lunch with my buddy Aaron Dowdy, and I got a call from his dad. He got a call from his dad saying that there was an active shooter like a mile away. All sorts of wild stuff, because the collective will manifest this shakeup in ways like that. But more so, I'm not trying to be a doom and gloom guy, because if you know me, I'm not. But you might notice other people processing this energy but not handling themselves as calm and cool and collected as yourself. So that's why I said it's important to hold the light right now. Number 2 is more obvious, more blatantly obvious indicators of your emerging 5D consciousness. You might start having really unusual dreams. You might start seeing orbs and flashes of light appearing out of nowhere in your room. You might start having sort of really unusual synchronistic type of experiences. And I'll give you a couple examples because that sounds kind of vague. So the other night, I'll tell you about my dream real quick. It'll only take a second. I know it's always boring when someone's going to tell you their dream. This will just be 2 seconds. So I had a dream that I was with my son, Sebastian. He's 3 years old, and we were at my friend Aaron Dowdy's house. And we were at Aaron Dowdy's house, and he was really distraught, my friend Aaron. Apparently got a letter from the landlord saying they're going to kick him out like several months early, and he loves his house. And the reason was because they saw my son Sebastian there. Anyway, I didn't think much of it. It didn't have any meaning to me, but I was at the gym the next day. I was telling Aaron about the dream. I was like, oh yeah, I had a dream about you, bro. And he said, that's so weird, Vic, because I'm going to be moving in a cat into my house, and the cat's name is Sebastian, and that could upset the landlord or something. Anyway, I don't know who that dream was for, but it was kind of a trippy experience. It just so happened the cat's name was Sebastian. I didn't know that. Another thing that happened is my wife, as I mentioned in a previous update, is being her unfoldment is leading her to channeling the Pleiadians. Take that for what you will. I know it sounds kind of very weird to many of you. That's okay. But she had a very, very vivid dream the other night where she was doing that, and it really kind of shook her up. She woke up because it was so real. Okay, so those things I'm talking about are very unusual, but they also aren't unusual when you have a much more expanded state of consciousness. Physical reality starts to kind of blend with what's going on in your energy body and in your mind and so forth. So you might have this sort of playing out in your own way, but that's a good thing, man. It shows you just how high of a vibration you're starting to carry and embody. Number 3, you might be doing a lot of emotional processing. Sometimes you just might find that you feel really sad or really concerned or angry or depressed or bluesy for no reason. Like you look around like nothing's happened and you feel just really emotional. I know there'd be times I'd be watching a commercial, just a random commercial on TV, which I don't really watch very often. I'm sure many of you guys don't either. And I'd get all choked up and start crying, and it was not even a touching moment or anything. It just, sometimes we just are very emotional because this powerful energy, it's just shaking loose so many impurities within ourselves, within our consciousness, and it's all being kind of like, forced up to the surface in waves. And sometimes these emotional purges can be, we can see evidence of what they represent because our life unfoldment is a match for them. But sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes we just feel really emotional for no reason. Some people even feel homesick. As weird as that sounds, even though they're here at their house, they feel homesick. They because they're coming in such close contact with their soul's origin, which for a lot of us isn't really so much earthbound, we'll say. And they're just longing to go back to a place or a time where they felt at home because they know they're not really, they're kind of a visitor or a wanderer. So all of this is sort of possible depending on where you're at. I'm not feeling homesick. Patty is, my wife. You might be. Neighbor might not be. My point is there's just a lot of stuff coming up. And the whole key is just to understand what it represents. It represents a lightening of your load, a purifying of your clarity and awareness and perception. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing that we're all experiencing right now. And all I got to do is just sort of just be present. Let it happen. Number 4, I wrote down 3 letters. GSD. Get shit done. Pardon my French. It's not my phrase. The old mentor of mine named Bedros. He was a guy who coached me through with my personal training business. And he said, you got to wake up every day, man, and GSD, get stuff done. So you might, to your own surprise, find that even though you're processing, even though you're having all these wild, extraordinary sort of senses opening up within you, you might find that there's this grind, this determination, this will that's strong enough that in spite of all that, you're GSDing. You're getting stuff done. You're making progress in your life because as all this stuff gets shaken up with you, simultaneously will be new ideas, new inspirations, the desires that you want to fulfill in your lifetime. And you might find that you're actually making progress towards them due to your mastery. So many people I talk to aren't aware of how good of a job they're doing. And if you don't believe me, look back 5 years from now, 3 years, 1 year from now in the past. What you're going through now, what's happening in your life, the changes, etc. How would your earlier self, your past self, handled that compared to how you are handling it now? Sometimes the real prize is not getting to a vacation-like existence. Rather, it's experiencing our own growth right before our eyes. And right now, you guys have it within you. You have a sufficient level of mastery to keep GSDing during these times, to keep holding the light for other people during these times. Even if it's hard, you'll have what it takes. And number 5, it's a huge, huge turning point. A complete 180 will be the result of this alignment. Going from a lot of out with the old, exhaling, to finally a much welcomed and much deserved I wrote down 2 words, inflow. Inflow of abundance and success and things finally coming together. Fruits of your labor, evidence of your transformation is what this time is like. It's like the turning point right now. So right now we're kind of in the middle, but after this new moon and solar eclipse, you'll find that you'll start to see evidence and the energies will kind of settle down. And you'll start to kind of realize how much you've changed and how good life is becoming and the beauty that's emerging out of this temporary shakeup. And simultaneously, you find yourself very proud of yourself. Like, you know what? That was a rough shift, man. But guess what? I held space for my friends, for my family, for my neighbors. And you don't have to go to their house and hold the space. I don't mean that. I mean just being able to weather the storm more masterfully is all I mean. Just having calmer presences within the collective, it ripples out of your home, into the neighborhood, into your friend's house. And there's a lot of us doing that right now. A lot of you guys doing that right now. So thank you. Thank you for your light work. Right now it's needed much more than ever before. And I feel very honored and blessed to be able to talk to you guys so often and be in communication with you guys so often, because it's a beautiful group. Thank you. You guys have an amazing day, an amazing shift. Again, you got good stuff coming, man. You guys have earned this. This is not some blessing or gift or sort of good fortune falling in your lap. No, this is well-earned inflow you have coming. But remember the others. Remember, other people aren't going to be as much of a natural as you are at raising their frequency so quickly. So hold space. Okay, my friends, I'm going to bounce. I hope you guys like the scenery. It's kind of cool, huh? I normally don't come out here because the sun would be too much in my face. But it feels good, nice and spacious. I hope you guys can feel it and dig the vibes. I will speak to you guys very soon. Have an amazing day. If you didn't see part 1 of this new moon eclipse reading, I'll leave a link somewhere that will be visible to you. And you can check that out if that's new to you. And with that said, I'm going to close. Have an amazing day, amazing week, good weekend. Peace.